So yeah, but the hold on, but the business partner though, I want to go back to that.
Yes, let's talk about that turning
Yeah, go
point.
ahead, AB.
Yeah.
Yeah, ask the question,
No,
AB,
because
because
you
that's what I want to hold on.
exactly.
Yeah,
So it's funny that you touched upon the business partner because you know, running a business isn't black and white. There's so many gray areas, and uh, a lot of people learn more. Well, they should learn more from their failures rather than their success. And when your business partner left, it was a huge turning point for your business and for you as well as a person and as a businessman. And let's elaborate on the leadership qualities and the challenges you faced from his departure. Like how did that feel? What did that made you feel like? Because right now, me and Hamza are both, we run the podcast. So if Hamza was to leave right now and this podcast was to be run by me, it would be very difficult. So this is one half of the podcast, and he's the
same.
other half of the podcast.
Same.
So for you, he was one half of 365, and you're the other half. And to have someone that you can lean on and depend on and go through these failures with is much easier when you are it's much easier rather than you taking all the blows to yourself. So how did that feel, and what was that like?
It's so interesting. Actually, I can talk about this specific topic, for hours. And next time, try not to, give example of your both because it can be effective. Because you guys will probably get some sort of impacts from this. Okay, so it has a lot of things, but also it has a lot of good sides. Okay, now look, the business partner I had was 1.5 year younger to me. The effects of somebody being younger to you. Okay, you can't accept a lot of successes from them. But I think for me, it was not about, in the beginning, as I said, it wasn't about money. Now, remember earlier I mentioned that there's a funny story. There's a very interesting story. This business partner of mine was my high school friend, but only high school friend. He's not my childhood friend. So I moved from a different school and I met this guy and we were talking about Dean. Oh, this is very interesting. Okay, we're now touching really interesting points, and
I
well,
love that you're excited. Let's go, man.
yeah,
Let's
it
go.
it has it has these points of religion in there that are so interesting. Okay, so 2010, I'm 1.5 year older than him, so I get driving license first. I have a car. He's the brain. At this point, he's the brain. I'm the muscles. Okay. He wants to go for a lot of leadership uh, courses or workshops, and I'm the muscles. And he doesn't have a car. He lives far. I pick him up, and in return, he teaches me how to play guitar. I had this, hobby of learning guitar. Don't forget, my family is ultra conservative. Okay, and about 3-4 months down the line, my mother found the guitar in the car. She almost wanted to kill me with the guitar, but she held herself. But you know what? Wallahi, she made a dua. I swear to God. And this is no joke. She said, I hope Meraj, that first she was very disappointed. So, of course, it's a lot of, culturally, they have to first do the culture part, then the religion part. The religion part was, I hope, Meraj, that your heart becomes so dark to this guitar. I don't know what the hell happened. I did not touch that guitar anymore. I didn't feel like playing. So I'm like, that guitar, that lessons of guitar was my gateway with that high school friend to go to those places. Now I don't know if I want to take him. But anyways, we ended up going. In 2011, we both get an opportunity. I have a driver's license, and I have a car. And on that specific day, I didn't have a car. He still made it to the internship interview. He gets selected, of course. I didn't go for the interview, so I purposely did not. I basically didn't get selected. This is where our journey started from. 2 years down the line, he recommends me to his chairman, and I do crazy, and basically they love me. And now it's 2014. 2014 is when I come up with this. I'm still a late bloomer, okay? And this is where I get my major epiphany. So the 2009 was a mini epiphany. The 2014 was a major epiphany where I really understood what it takes to do a business, how to do a business, what is business. I started understanding. I had an advantage of all my uncles, all my cousins, everybody around me was entrepreneur and business people. So by default, I inherit that, right? Leadership and business and tradesmanship is, in my opinion, more inheritance than you learn how to be in it. If you learn how to be in it, that's a different story. But you burn out faster than if you inherit it. And that was the interesting story, yeah. So this person is now in 2013 when I did the interview. Let me tell you this: that friend of mine was CEO of that company. From an internship, he did so good that he became CEO, and now he is hiring me as a logistics coordinator. But he did not do that in order to show me that, Meraj, you're nobody, you're nothing. He was a very good friend, and I learned a lot from him. Then in 2016, that's where I wanted to move to Canada because I traveled to US and I really liked it. And I was like, Qatar is not for me and I want to study. Although I was married, this is a very long story, but to cut it in short, I called this person. His name is Abdurrahman, by the way, but his short was AB, yeah? And when I had to replace it with another one.
Competition.
Yo, listen, bro. Allah connects those who are loved, man. Don't play with that, bro.
Easy, right?
Yeah,
Just like
So,
that.
it's like
So I called this, yeah. So of course, in 2014, I leave the company. I come up with this lifestyle guide, a healthy lifestyle guide. It doesn't go through. I leave. I do whatever it takes me to do. And in 2016, I give him a call. I'm like, "Hey, brother, what's up? I just wanted to ask you: Are you planning to go your? Are you planning to further pursue your studies?" And he said, yeah. I said, I was thinking of Canada, you know. He's like, I don't know. I mean, his reaction was so priceless. Like, I've already done all my research on Canada. I'm actually going there. So it was a very interesting point. We didn't end up going to Canada. We opened the company together. But to be very honest, I really did not take the leadership position in the first 1 to 2 years. I just became an operations guy. I think it was all innate that God wanted me to learn everything and then show when He would leave in 2021. Everybody thought that we were the most complementing partners ever. He was the exact opposite. He was the bad cop. I was the nicest cop you could come across. Even the team, uh, even the team when we were splitting, they all said, not to me, but to like other people. It's like if it was that Abdurrahman would have stayed in the country and Meraj would have left, I think all of them would have left because they wanted to be around me. But also, it comes with a bad thing. He's like, but we didn't know if the company would succeed if Meraj stayed. I don't know what made them say that. That was their honest answer. They said that you're so lenient, you have no worries at all. You're not stressed, or you don't look stressed. And long story short, I read this quote, and I was before I go to the quote part, I was a bit hesitant of running this company, but I think I had to make myself. I had to make peace with myself. And but why? Why not? Let me try myself. Like there's a short talks. You always do short talks with you, especially if you're a guy, definitely. And
Mm-hmm.
I think I was sort of like just absorbing, the hits. And then 2022 comes and you have all these quotes about the World Cup. And one of the quote was, I think that quote really changed me, I swear. Who won the World Cup? Messi, right? But Messi lost the World Cup to Saudis. And there was this guy who made a small reel about Messi. He says that in 2014, Argentina were finalists, right? Or finalists, and they lost to
finalist.
Germany. Yeah, okay. And there, Maradona was there, standing there. And who was god of football in Argentina when Maradona was there? Maradona, right? But
Mhm.
just 1 year before World Cup or 2 years before World Cup, Maradona passed away. What happens when a leader passes away?
He passes his
There's a
torch.
vacuum, and somebody, huh? He
I
passes
said,
his
oh
torch.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
yeah, that's another way to look at it, but there's a vacuum, and somebody has to fill that vacuum. What happens when you don't have anyone above you? Now, you have yourself to depend on. You truly show your leadership qualities, right? That's what Messi did, by the way. He went crazy. After games, he was showing he's not a human, he's alien. And this person was saying that Maradona is no more there. He is the leader. He has to become the leader, and he will show because there's no one above him anymore. You know, there is no insecurity anymore that Maradona is there and he is the greatest football Argentina had. Because Maradona was a very alpha male. Messi is not an alpha male, right? So um, automatically you get into this situation where you have to show your alpha alpha traits, traits. Okay. Now, what's interesting as well is that I always tell my friends and said, "Go, guys. You might call me a control freak," and this all started happening in 2021. You might call me a control freak, but I'm not control freak until I sense incompetence. Okay, and this is, of course, a funny one because I make fun of my friends.
Yeah, man. But
Yeah. So that's really interesting when you talk about like leadership, right? Because you're right, there is a vacuum that happens, but there's a period of uncertainty, right? So when you stepped in, what was your plan to be successful, right? What did you vision that actually happened?
I think one of the greatest blessings in life was that, wallahi, I have to say this, that I had friends like the group we share, AB.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that friends like you because, it's too much sugar coating. But yeah, the group we share, it's, you know, it's hard to compliment the person when you're talking to him. But the group we share
yeah,
was very interesting group. Um, what I had was a lot of knowledge about Islam, but I never was able to kind of put it in real life. This group made me do that, okay? And when you ask me what was my plan, once you're more religious, you believe in the word tawakkul more and more, right? And you start
Yes.
to understand the power of that word. And I think that tawakkul is one of the secrets to success. I have to give it to that, okay? You need
Mm-hmm.
to have more faith in the word tawakkul or in the faith itself. And that was always that God is the best of planners. I started looking at
facts.
everything in a different manner, If thing didn't go automatically, I would just be thinking like God has something else for me. I need to start figuring that out. But then I was like, should I even interfere in God's work? No, right? Okay, I just carry on. So there was no plan. I think you want to ask me that if there was a vision. Am I right?
Yes.
I can answer you
Correct.
that one, yeah? Because a plan, definitely not. But vision, 100% yes. The vision was always organization, not a company. Organization is different, okay?
Mm.
When you have an organization, you don't have employees. You have people then. It's different, okay? When you have people that rely on you, then you're not a company, then you're an organization. When you start to create your own agenda, you are an organization then. When you have these systems flowing in and like people having internal meetings with each other and it's all like going according to plan, then you're not a company, then you're an organization. Have I achieved that organization? Part of it, yes. It's happening. I have a lot of competent people in the company that I can rely on, and I always give this example, guys. That you need to start relying on yourself. Meraj is not going to be always there. I really hate it when I'm the center of attention. Being introvert does not take it really, does not bode with it really well. Okay. Um, I'll give you a very quick example. Okay. This Saudi trip, just a month ago, we did a crazy, crazy Saudi trip. Okay. I made a whole announcement about it on social media, on different areas. But if you really ask me, I had friends that were the the guests, basically, all the people that were in the car or with the trip, when they were doing whatever they were doing. For example, somebody's setting a tent, somebody's putting on what do you call barbecue, somebody's putting on fire, somebody is driving the car. It's like I hated my name in that trip. I started hating my name. It was like, Meraj, the road is closed ahead of you. And I'm like, bro, I'm also here first time. Just, I don't know if there's another road to it. Like, Meraj, the navigation says go right, but there's no road on the right. I'm like, yeah, I know. I mean, I don't know what to do about it because it's also my first time. Somebody wants to put fire. It's like, Meraj, the fire is not working. I'm like, I'm not god of fire or something. I started hating my name. It's like I was center of attention. Like they cannot put tents and they're waiting for me. So you know what I started doing half of the trip? When we were camping or when we were doing something, I made myself asleep. So, they start taking actions on their own. They start initiating, you know? It was so funny. Like if I could make a full vlog about it, it was such an interesting trip because we had, fights about this. Why are you guys calling my name? Take actions yourself, like take initiative yourself.
SubhanAllah, bro. It's funny you mentioned that because a lot of the things you say, teachers do it in the classroom, and I want to share like a correlation between what you said or not and what I do. Children, typically, because we're adults, they depend on us and they lean on us and they ask us questions and they say, so it's very hard. One of the hardest things for a teacher is to spark independence. You want your students to be independent because when they go into the real world, you're not gonna be there. And you right now, you have that same problem, or yes, the same problem with your employees or whatever you want to call them, employees or people, where even though you're experiencing the same thing for the first time with them, because you are the leader, you're also naturally the problem solver. And when you're the problem solver, you're basically you're the main brain that thinks for everyone else. And after a while, that gets tiring. So that's an issue as a CEO, as a leader, or whatever it is, because you want to spark independent thought. You want your people to be by themselves and move on their own and be autonomous and make these decisions. So when these big boy decisions come, you have more brain power to decide for these bigger choices rather than fixating on every little thing. And you can't micromanage. It slows you down. Like, and the best of leaders are the ones that don't micromanage, because you want people that think critical, people that are autonomous, people that are organized. And it's a very hard thing to find, because you have to find the right people and place them in the right systems so the system flows.
It's so interesting. You know what you said, AB. This is a different. You're basically shedding, and it's interesting to get a different perspective as well. It's very interesting.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. But sorry, Hamza. I just wanted to dive in because I just wanted to piggyback off this one, because you spoke about people, okay, and not employees. People, all right, and